Good, happy Sunday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to Politics with Riley King. Let's get started. First up, Sununu calls reports of White House plan to gut National Drug Czar office very discountering. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9 and John Stathos.
Kubota's Orange Opportunity Sales event is going on now at your local Kubota dealer. Take on all kinds of jobs around your property with a Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor. The Kubota BX is compact and gentle on turf, but has the power and versatility to handle a wide range of garden and yard chores. It's a must-have for any property owner. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 84 months.
Chapel Tractor, where you'll notice the difference since 1955.
Police here in Bedford say that money makes a big difference battling the opioid crisis. And tonight, law enforcement and lawmakers say they're hoping the president honors the campaign promises he made right here. The White House drug czar's budget could be slashed by more than 90%, according to the acting director. The Office of National Drug Control Policy would lose $364 million, leaving a $24 million budget, eliminating grants to help states and cities fight drug trafficking and end the Drug-Free Communities program. Members of New Hampshire's congressional delegation accuse the president of breaking his campaign promise.
I made the people of New Hampshire a promise. I made a promise to the people of New Hampshire that if I win, we're going to stop it. And I gave the people of New Hampshire my pledge, more than anybody else in this case.
Senators Jean Shaheen and Maggie Hassan issued a joint statement saying it would be grossly irresponsible and hinder New Hampshire's efforts. Congresswoman Annie Kuster hopes the president reconsiders and provides more money.
But he will also add additional funding in his budget for access to treatment, for education and prevention.
Bedford and other departments have officers who work in the high-intensity drug trafficking program, which would be on the chopping block.
My hope is that the administration reinvests and plows that money back into the existing DEA task force program so that we can continue the aggressive attack on drug trafficking organizations that are responsible for almost 500 deaths here in the state of New Hampshire just this past year.
And tonight, Governor Sununu says he'll make sure the Trump administration understands just how critical these drug-fighting programs are in New Hampshire. Live at the Bedford Police Department, Jean Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Massachusetts backlash as U.S. House approves GOP healthcare bill. The U.S. House on Thursday voted 217 to 213 to pass legislation to repeal the Affordable Care Act and replacing it with the Republican-sponsored American Health Care Act. Republican Governor Charlie Baker, who warned before the vote that the bill would lead to a massive loss of federal funds for Massachusetts, said he was disappointed by the vote. U.S. Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy of California, Republican, celebrated the vote. The bill would cost Massachusetts at least $1 billion and probably more, Baker told reporters. Baker noted the fairly long and some would say wonky and nerdy letters that he's written to McCarthy and others about how he would prefer to see Congress go about changing the Affordable Care Act. Though he spoke with two reporters about 90 minutes before the House vote, the governor said that he expects to work with other states' executives and the Massachusetts delegation as the bill advances to the U.S. Senate. Health Care for All says the bill will make massive cuts to Medicaid and rip up the insurance protections in the Affordable Care Act. The group plans a 4 p.m. emergency rally on the plaza outside JFK Federal Building's 15 New Sudbury Street. Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren have offices there. EPA's Pernot resumes himself from environmental lawsuit. Let's take a listen to this video from CNN.
Ivanka Trump is said to be actively involved in helping to shape the White House's decision about whether to remain a part of the Paris Climate Agreement. Axios is reporting that she is set to meet with Scott Pruitt, head of the Environmental Protection Agency, on Tuesday morning, just hours before a broader White House meeting about the deal. According to the site, White House sources say she wants the U.S. to remain in the Paris Accord, but that her main objective is to ensure the president has all the information he needs to make his decision. Politico had reported in December that climate change was expected to become one of her signature issues. The administration appears to be divided over the agreement. It's believed that Pruitt and Trump's chief strategist Steve Bannon are in favor of leaving the accord, while the first daughter, her husband Jared Kushner, and the Secretary of State Rex Tillerson want to remain a part of it. Energy Secretary Rick Perry reportedly prefers to stay in, but with renegotiated terms. Meanwhile, Axios says that sources inside the White House say the president's inclination has been to pull out.
Okay, and there you go on that report in that video. The trouble with House health care bill for Senate Republicans. While House Republicans have already celebrated their passage of the bill that would replace the Affordable Care Act, several of their GOP colleagues at the other end of the Capitol have already said the House version of legislation is untenable. Collins, a group of other Senate Republicans, had already expressed concerns about the original version of the House bill, initially flattened in March, but now the new version of the House bill, which contains added previous that would erase requirements that ensures coverage pre-existing conditions, does little to assuage the senators' initial concerns. And that does it for politics right here with Riley King. And I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you back here next Sunday for another edition of Politics with Riley King. Goodbye, everyone.